Hello, everybody. This is Nick Totero, Professor of Information Technology and Computer Science, Lakeland Community College, CAE mentor, and peer reviewer. All right, if you're watching this video, a couple reasons why. One is I may be your mentor through your CNA process, or I could have been a peer reviewer, or I'm just kind of passing along information. You kind of stumbled across this video. And this video is not a replacement, obviously, of the videos that are provided at the CAE Center and the NICET Center or anything like that. It's just a little addendum for the people that I'm working with or people that might have additional questions. I'm going to try to keep these videos short, sweet. Don't get too long. Look at each individual area. I'm going to try to give you insight as both a mentor and a peer reviewer of what we are looking for. Quick little background. Lakeland's been a CAE since spring of 2022. I've been a peer reviewer and a mentor for that time also. As soon as we got our CAE designation, I volunteered, and it's been very, very rewarding. I've met a lot of great people, but a lot of people ask me, why do I do the mentoring and peer reviewing? Is it just to stay in the community? Yes, it helps me stay in the community, but it also allows me to see what other community colleges are out there. Because Lakeland is a community college and our CAE designation is for the community college, I can only mentor or peer review other community colleges. So hopefully these videos that I'm going to create over time will just help you, basically help us, help the mentor, help the peer reviewer to make your application go through. And I will tell you, I've learned a great deal just doing a lot of peer reviews. I go, that's a great idea. So next time I peer review, I'm going to suggest, or I mentor, I'm going to suggest that technique. Also, I see what other people are doing, and I say, I've been looking for a textbook for that particular course, and Community College X somewhere in the United States is using a really great textbook. So it's a very great opportunity. So let's get started. Trying to keep this video down to a short clip. Let's get started by first saying you may feel like you're overwhelmed. Don't feel that way. You may feel like you're underwhelmed. It's not that big of a project. No, it's a pretty big project. But if you manage it and manage it well, all of you are accredited by somebody. We happen to be accredited by HLC, Higher Learning Commission. All the stuff that you're going to see in the application, you've done. Your department, your organization, your program's already done. Again, you're accredited. A lot of it is just corralling that information and providing that information in the structure inside the application. Now, we're not going to look at an application right now or a part of an application. I'm just going to tell you how to get started. How do you eat that elephant? One bite at a time. So how do you get started? Let's go up my screen. All right, the first place you should be looking is this particular site, the National Center of Training and Education. Go to institutions. Again, because you're a community college, you're going to be looking at the CAE CD designation. Lot of information at this site. Spend a little time looking at all this information, and you will often feel overwhelmed. You may feel like you're drinking water from a fire hose. That's normal. Don't get overwhelmed. If you do, reach out to your mentor, and we're going to help you out here. The first area I'm going to tell you to go look at is the CAE program submission schedule. When you got accepted, when your application, they say, we're going to start this, they've given you a program cycle. For this particular video, we're going to look at the program of study cycles. What is your program of cycle? What is your POS cycle? Look here, find the application due dates, when you will have access to the application, when it is due. Now, you may feel, let's say, for example, your POS is 19. All right, we'll just use that as an example because I just happen to see their application was open on July 15th and application is due September 15th. That may seem like a lot of time, but let's put that in perspective. If you're like me, we're on summer break. We don't go back until fall, until August, and we all know what's going to happen. Those first 3 weeks of the semester, chaos. And all of a sudden, we've taken 2 months here and we've stripped out 2-3 weeks because we all have jobs. We're all working. So pay particular attention to your due dates. Schedule that in. The other thing is, and this is a big one, you're going to have to ask colleagues for particular information. Remember, they may find the CAE process important, but it's not their thing. They're not working on it. For example, if there's 3 or 4 people in your department that you need their resumes, reach out to them as soon as possible. As soon as you get the application open, reach out to your colleagues and say, "Hey, I need your resume by a certain date." Don't tell them the due date of the application. Give them a few weeks because they're also working. That was kind of it wasn't a problem when we were doing our initial ones, but you have to understand, if I'm asking a colleague for their resume or their CV or their Vita, they may or may not have it. They may have to go out and fish it out, and you got to give them a little time. So what I tell students, what I tell people I work with is, go through the application. Don't start filling out immediately. Go through that application and see where you may have to reach out to somebody, someplace. All right. So first place you want to go is just your basic schedule. Go through all of these. Watch the video series. Nice set of video series there. I will tell you the other area I recommend, or if you don't want to use theirs, I can send you one, is their file structure. All right. Let's go to my file structure. I basically took theirs and I just kind of, removed some things and cleaned some things up. It's a great file structure. I just kind of made a little custom for me. So if I go to the file structure, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see a series of empty folders and this PSR template. You won't see that's for the peer reviewers, but I'm willing to share that with you. That is what we do when we peer review. And also when we're mentoring, it's kind of a checkbox. More on that as we go through the different videos here. But you can see we're going to be concerning ourselves with the program of study. This is just a file structure. I strongly encourage you to use the file structure. If you can download it from their site, here, CAE preparation file structure template, or if you want it from me, just send me an email. I'm more than willing to share it. Also that PSR template, it's also up here, but if you don't want to go hunting and pecking for it, again, I'm willing to share that, because as you build your application, you're going to use that file structure. And here's the hint. When I do mentoring or I do peer review, let's go back to the file structure. I build this file structure for every organization, every college that I do a mentoring or a peer review, and I'm putting stuff in there and I'm making sure, okay, here we go. This is the stuff that we particularly need. So I use it. When I'm doing a peer review, it's the first thing I do is I build that file structure, because I'm going to pull stuff off your application, put it into that file structure, and then go at it as each given part. So I'm going to end this video here because I don't want to ramble on too much. Couple things. One, take a look at your dates. I foibled on it. Some peer review mentoring projects, I foibled. I saw the wrong date. Make sure you know what your POS cycle is and start on it as soon as you can. Go through the whole process, kind of look through the application and see where you have to reach out to other people. That may be the longest part of the process. I remember I had to get a document from, this is for my own self. I had to get a document about, what was the graduation rates, official on letterhead and stuff like that. I reached out to somebody and it kind of lost in the shuffle. So I had to reach out to them again, and they were very kind. So kind of go through that application. Here's a recommendation. Okay, I'm going to wrap up on this recommendation. And this is actually the recommendation I tell my students, I ask my students to follow when they're studying. The first thing you should do when your application and all this stuff is just do a 10,000 foot view. Go through the application. Don't fill anything out. Get that 10,000 foot view of what they want, uh, what the application wants. If there's anything that just kind of, I'm not quite sure, reach out to your mentor. Then the second go around is the one that's going to be a little bit longer. Start filling in those applications. General rule of thumb I tend to follow is do the low hanging fruit first. You've reached out to people, you've let them know that you particular information, but as you fill out that information, hit that low hanging fruit, that fruit that you can just check off right away. Then start working into the deeper subjects. Then third review is you start double checking. Is this what they want? Start asking yourself questions. So it's kind of it may sound arduous, but it's a 3-pass, really 2.5-pass process. First pass, go through the entire application without filling anything out. See what is out there. See what they want. Even go back to videos, whatever it takes. Second pass is then you start filling in that information. You've already contacted people. Hopefully that stuff starts coming in. And then go after that low hanging fruit. If something seems a little arduous, kind of maybe put that not too much aside, put it aside, reach out to your mentor, reach out to your peer reviewer and say, hey, I'm not quite sure on this, but you want to keep that process going. Because remember, we all work for a living. We're all teaching, and all of a sudden, those first 3 weeks of the semester kind of consume our time. So hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoy the future videos. Let's get started, and definitely let's go and learn something.